Hello and welcome to another update video about ADA. So with ADA, we are still in the same wave pattern. There is no wave count necessarily as such. However, we take a look at how this little wave 4 that we're talking about at the moment could unfold further. The bigger picture is, still unchanged because we haven't really seen enough price action to change the bigger picture. The bigger picture could still be, or shows that still another low is at risk. I mean, that we have risk that we will make another low here and that the bear market will not end before we see one more significant low. Certainly below this 23 cent level that was reached back in December. Which doesn't mean it has to happen, but ultimately, as so often, the next larger retracement will be proof. That will be the stress test for a possible bullish case. Remember when we came down here, we said we have 5 waves complete. It looked a little bit too short in proportions to the previous waves to complete this wave 5 completely, which would have ended the bear market, but of course technically possible. So we need to keep an open mind that maybe the bear market low is already in, but again, without those 5 waves complete to the upside that we might now be working on, and then a retracement in 3 waves, so a wave 1 and a wave 2, we will not really have a good case to say that the low is already in, other than, yes, we broke out of the channel and we have a lot of green candles and we are following Bitcoin on the way up. Therefore, we are tracking here the lower level wave count pretty detailed. We had a few good entry points here. We had down here white support box, we had one yellow box here, and then this larger box here that was an entry point early in January. And now we are moving up further. And I'm currently counting this low as a 4th wave, the low from the 19th or 18th of January. And this end of the 4th wave basically was the beginning of the 5th. And the 5th wave to the upside is possibly unfolding at the moment. We can assume that as long as we're holding the 34.7 cent level, this wave 2 low from yesterday. If we now zoom in a little bit, you can see that we haven't really made a new high since the last video. However, we've broken out of this wedge pattern to the upside. That is sort of what we talked about in the previous video, that we see a descending wedge, that out of such a wedge pattern, the breakout to the upside would be fairly likely, because it is in the end a so-called bullish pattern, but we haven't really broken out substantially. All we've done is, basically a local breakout, and we're touching the ceiling here now. And this could be an inverse head and shoulders if you talk about traditional patterns here. So something like that, which would then take us higher. Certainly possible. And however, the question is, was this an ABC? And is this already a wave 1, wave 2? And we're now working on the 3rd wave. That's of course possible. But I'm also observing if this could be some kind or become some kind of an Elliott wave triangle. It's way too early to talk about that. But if we now continue to make higher lows and lower highs, then this could be an indication that this is just an Elliott wave triangle. And an Elliott wave triangle has 5 waves. So all of this could have been an A wave. This here possibly the B wave. We might have seen here the C wave that was at around 37.3 cents. Then here a D wave up, might be working on it at the moment, and then another E wave down. So if we get one more low, and that low will stay above 37.3 cents, then we possibly have here an Elliott wave triangle that is unfolding, a contracting triangle that may suggest further upside. As you can see here, a so-called bullish pennant, which would eventually then break to the upside with a high likelihood, because you would expect the breakout to the upside after the low of the E wave. And signal that the breakout is occurring is a breakout above the B wave high of 38.5 cents, and then better confirmation would be to take out the high of the wave 3 at 38.9 cents. Bear in mind that all the triangles that we had here for ADA in the last few weeks always broke down. In the end it went up, but they always broke down. So just want to show you that this has happened before. You could even argue that we have actually a large inverse head and shoulders here. So we had one in small here, and you could argue that here we also had a left shoulder, a head, and this is a right shoulder, which would also take us higher. So again, it remains my view that we have a good chance to move higher here, especially against this swing low of 34.7 cents. Then the smaller support is even here 35.2. And if I zoom in even closer and we measure the height of the third wave, then we get the 50% retracement, and that is really the closest support we have at the moment at 37 cents. A drop below that level would indicate that, yeah, we still have a chance to move higher, but it could then really only happen in some kind of a diagonal pattern, because then we are retracing too much for an impulsive wave structure. And at the moment, this could be an impulse, which is easier to play, easier to trade. But if you lose the 50% level now, then it can't really be an impulse anymore, and it will then most likely be some kind of either a corrective wave then it gets messy, and I would probably stay away from really trading it. Because when you have a diagonal, it could easily just be an ABC up, which will come down. Yeah, so with diagonals, it's always a bit difficult. But that's sort of what I'm observing at the moment. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.